for your listeners.
Oh, what do you mean?
I'll ask a question.
Yeah.
You can ask the listeners.
Yep.
Now, here's episode. The first person to DM your Instagram that you're going to create.
Yep. That's created.
I'll get them a quicksilver steamer.
Wow. Really?
Are we good? Yeah. You good, Vaughn? All right, ready?
They've been more
We're
good.
starting off with a clap. All right. 3, 2, 1.
That was perfect.
Oh, perfect. Hey, all right. Well, kind of first, kind of second episode of Foam Heads. I'm here with Dossie,
Yo, how are we?
and I'm here with the deadliest man in the world, Vaughnie. Vaughn Deadly.
Yeah, boys. Good to be on the foam heads, mate. What sort of foam are we talking about here? Are we talking about beer foam? Are we talking about wave foam? Are we talking about cappuccino foam? What sort of foam are you guys running?
Oh, dude, I think we're a bit off.
Everything.
We're a bit off beer foam at the moment. Give us a couple years, but at the
all right,
moment,
that's good to hear. Good to hear.
yeah, the wave foam is getting pretty sent pretty hard. Well, mate, thanks for gifting us with your presence today. I know you're a busy man, so
I had a big day of just sitting on the couch watching TV. So yeah, you were lucky to pull me away from Judge Judy.
yeah, well, it's pretty frosty outside, so I don't blame you.
It is cold.
Feel like everyone else is doing that these days.
Pleasure, mate. I'm actually frothing to be a part of these first eps that you guys are doing because there's nothing that stokes me out more than seeing Groms just get on the front foot and have a crack at stuff, like whether it's podcasting or starting a band or just getting together with your mates and making a little surf clip, like whatever it is. That's the stuff that gets me really excited, and I'm real. Trust me, it's my honour to be here with you fellas.
Yeah, well, no one our age is really doing this, so we're trying to guinea pig it and see what's going to happen with it.
That's sick, man. And I think someone was doing I think one of my kids was doing like a multimedia assignment at school in year 10 and did a podcast episode and got like a really high score. So if you guys stay on this track, you could be like absolutely crushing it at school.
Yeah, the ATAR might be in the high range.
There you go,
hopefully,
mate.
Yep.
Front foot in it. Love it.
Yeah, well, that's what me and Dos were saying. We're just like, we're keen. We got a few things to say, got opinions to share. So we were like, what better than having my bruv talking shit for a while?
What's your nickname?
Dossie.
Dossie. Where does that come from?
Dossie.
Like KDOS? KDOS and then...
Oh, KDOS. Okay, cool.
Yeah, then Dossie.
Yeah, because my name actually isn't Vaughn. It's Adam.
Adam.
Yeah. But
How did Vaughn get...
Well, my middle name's Vaughn. And Ronnie knew that I absolutely hated it my whole life. And so he just called me Vaughn my whole life.
Wow, that's
and
epic.
then everyone started calling me Vaughn because of him. And then it just became easier to just be Vaughn instead of Adam because I was sick of explaining it.
Yeah, well, you didn't like Dos at the start, did you? You're a bit off it.
Oh, not really, eh? I was just a bit... I don't know, but
It's
get
good.
used to it.
It's like you grow into your nickname and then you can't really imagine it. You know, you can't imagine it any other way. Like it's almost like, if I was going to be cool about it, I'd say that Andy Irons and Kelly Slater, I sort of took their lead because that's not their first names either. Kelly's first name's Bob. Andy's first name is Phil.
I had no idea.
It doesn't really have the same ring to it, does it? Like Bob. Remember the Bob and Phil rivalry?
Yeah, no.
Remember how sick that was in the 90s, mate? Bob and Phil going at it. Sounds like a couple of plumbers having a fight in the car park.
Oh, classic.
Yeah.
Jesus. I bet you never heard that before, viewers.
There you
Stay
go.
tuned because we got a big announcement at the end of the app, all right?
Oh, hey, one last middle name for you because, Vaughn is a bit of a weird name. Like when I'm ordering coffees, no one can get it right. But do you guys know who Bruce Irons is?
Yeah, dude, of course.
Yeah, you heard of him? Yeah, okay. So his middle name, I'll give you one guess. It's French.
I don't know.
No idea.
Yeah, dude, we're not good at the geography.
It's
Language.
No, it's geography, dude. I don't know.
It doesn't
History
matter.
about
It's a
French.
bit of all that, but his middle name is Pierre.
Wow.
Bruce Pierre Irons. Pretty cool, eh?
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
There's a good reason why he wasn't called. He didn't take Andy and Kelly's lead.
Yeah, wow. Far out.
Just wouldn't have been the same. Pierre Irons at backdoor. It just doesn't have the same flow to it. But anyway, go for it, boys. What are we talking about?
Well, yeah, we'll get straight into it. So pretty much, where were you from? Where'd you grow up?
I grew up in a few, kind of like all up and down the east coast a bit. Like my old man lives out the back of Coffs Harbour on a farm, and my mum lived in Narrabeen. So my first school was Narrabeen Infant School, and on the first day of school, I met my best mate, Aussie Wright, who ended up being a pro surfer. And, yeah, like, sort of spent maybe, I was there till I was about 9. Then I moved up to Byron Bay and spent all my high school years up there and stuff. And, yeah, that was, like, probably the best move ever because, like, you know, we moved from Sydney and, you know, we were living at South Narrabeen. It's like big closeout, not a whole lot of banks there a lot of the time. You know, now it's like pipeline after those Kobe Clements waves and stuff. But, yeah, so I moved up the coast, you know, beautiful warm water and pumping waves, Kira just up the road. And that's where surfing kind of gripped us, me and my bro, and we started getting into it.
Yeah, nice. What age did you start surfing?
So I got pushed into my first wave by Dad, probably pretty young. He gave me my first ever board when I was about 8. I joined the New Brighton Board Riders, which was the local board riders club just up between Byron and the Goldie. And they didn't have a Groms division, so I surfed in the women's division. And I came dead last in my first comp, and then Mum turned up and said, "Hey, do you want to go to SeaWorld?" And I was like, "Yeah, fully." So I jumped in the car, and when I got up to SeaWorld, I went, "Oh my God, I left my board on the beach." And I went back to Board Riders, and someone had sold it to buy buds probably. But I was like, I was just like so shattered. So I had a little time off from surfing, and then when I turned 13, I got right into it with a big crew of mates, and that's when it gripped. Like, it gripped us pretty hard, and it just became that everything to me. Like, that's all I wanted to do. Everything was like buying surf mags. When's the next VHS cassette coming out? You guys probably don't even know what they are. No, you never heard of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was basically like the most exciting thing that had ever happened, and it was just like this world that just I connected with, and that made me feel far out so happy.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
What's the relationship like with you and Ronnie? Because me and Doss are pretty close, I'd say. We're
Yeah.
still sharing the same bedroom, but yeah, touch a bit on that, will you?
Yeah, well, you know, Ronnie and I used to do all the things that young brothers do, like, you know, share the bath and try and shove our big toes up each other's bums when you weren't looking. Get in there, you and, but we were always best buddies growing up, or maybe not best friends young, because you just kind of like, you know, you're brothers. Like, you're just always with each other.
Yeah, Cade's matured a bit now, so it's kind of good now. But back in the day, far out.
Oh,
man.
yeah. No, me and Ronnie had a couple of little stingers here and there, but like mostly we were just always in each other's pockets. Like, we'd travel up and down between mums and dads because they got broke up when we were really young. But yeah, just really good mates. But then we became really, really good mates sort of after high school, because we did a lot of time separated, where I went and lived with my dad and he stayed with mum. So all through our teenage years, we weren't really together.
Yeah, right.
And then when we got our jobs at the mags, he sort of, I got a job at Trax when I was 17.
Yep.
And then he got my job when I left about 2 years later. And so we started working in the same office, and that's when we really like reconnected.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, he's been kind of almost like my big brother. He's like, I'm the oldest, but he's sort of the guy who is responsible and driven and really like sort of a details man for all the things that he's passionate about. And yeah, I feel like half the time he's sort of like checking on me, making sure I'm all right.
Yeah, wow,
going too far off the rails, eh?
Yeah, no.
Mate?
Yeah, Dad knows something about that, eh?
Well, look, I don't want to bring your dad into this, but I know your dad well. Yeah. But nah, like yeah, we've been epic mates our whole lives, man, and like we're always, even now, you know, like being on the WSL commentary together, like we just sort of have these moments in between heats where we just go, "Can you believe this, bro?"
Yeah,
because we were just little surf nuts from a little town that was so far from everything, and now we're kind of like, you know, getting to sort of share our stoke with everyone through these events and loving surfing.
Yeah. So how did you get into the commentating world? Like 17, you said that you got that job at Trax. How did that kind of come about?
Well, actually, this is a cool one for your listeners. Your listeners probably be mostly your mates and stuff like that, yeah? Like your age and stuff?
Yeah.
So when I was in year 10, I was living at my dad's farm, and I kind of had to have a bit of time off from surfing. And I got right into, like, writing letters to magazines. So I was just peppering them, trying to get, like, my name in the mag.
Yeah.
Because I was like, if I can't get surf shots in, I'll just get my name in. That'll do.
Yeah.
And I was doing that a lot, and I was getting quite a lot of letters published. I was winning like VHSs in Tracks Mag contests, and like surf movies and whatnot. And then I went to the careers. I don't know what they call it now, but basically it's like the class that sort of says, oh, where are you going to do work experience?
Like TAFE.
What's that called
Like
now?
that, yeah.
Nah, it's called the same. We've got that.
Oh,
you
yeah,
just
cool.
don't hit it. Dossie's a couple years off yet.
Yeah,
Too
okay.
young.
So
But,
when you get to year 10, mate, you do work experience.
Yep,
And
year 10.
most of the surfers in all the school, like the 2 schools I went to, were like, fuck, do it at the shaping bay. You get 2 weeks off school to sweep and foam, and the crew take you surfing. And so that's what we do. And then our careers advisor, the teacher, was like, hey, like this is a really good opportunity for you to maybe do something that you
enjoy.
could really want to do with your life. Like, don't think of it as 2 weeks off school. Think of it as like a foot in the door
Yep.
to something that like
Taste.
he goes, aim as crazy as you can, and I'll try and help you make it happen.
Yep.
So I had a Tracks Mag sticking out of my bag. Back in the old days, Tracks Mag was like a newspaper. It didn't even fit in your bag.
Yeah.
And so I just put my hand up and I went, do you reckon I could do it at Tracks? And he goes, yeah, man.
Wow.
Well, let's go. And so, long story short, from there I did work experience at Tracks. I left my hometown. Tracks was in Darlinghurst in Sydney, which is a seedy underbelly kind of gross
bit of
joint back then, especially.
yeah.
And started. I did 2 weeks work experience. Like, just freaked them out with how frothing I was.
Oh,
and a
wow,
year later,
that's sick.
they offered me a job, dude. And I've always said to any Grom out there, like, do not accept anything other than what you really, really want to do. And if you can't get there in the way that you think you want to, so say like you just love surfing more than anything, if you can't become a pro surfer, there's a million other jobs you can do that can still make you in that world for the rest of your life, where you can surf as much as you want. You can be a part of that world if you want to. You can veer off and do other things, but you can put yourself in that picture just by making sure that you are doing something that you truly love to do. And you don't have to feel like you're not good enough or that it's impossible. Like, it's just not true. Like, you can fully open those doors. That's what happened. And so a year later, I got the job. And then my first assignment was a Surfest. So I came up here in 1994, and I remember I was staying at Noah's, and I got in the lift, and I was just so starstruck, man. I was blowing my head off. I was just going, oh, my God. And then the lift doors are about to close, and then I just see this nose of this board come around the corner, and Kelly Slater gets in the lift, and I'm just there going, I just couldn't even breathe, bro. And he was he had hair.
Yeah,
carbon fiber strips. And
back in the day.
Bro, I was just like,
The body.
I couldn't even speak. He's like, hey, man, what's up? And I was just going,
Hey, yeah.
I just couldn't even breathe.
Oh, fuck.
Anyway, funnily enough, at that comp, back then, so Wazza Smith and all the contest directors would hire the mag guys to do commentary, because then they would hopefully get a story for their contest in the magazine.
Yeah, right.
So it's kind of like a little scam to
little 2-in-1.
come up, commentate the comp, and then they'd meet everyone, and then they'd go back to work, and they go, yeah, well, we'll do 20 pages on Surfest. It's a sick time up there. And so at that very comp, my boss Neil goes, hey, Grom, jump on the mic, call a few heats, and I was just there going, in full Simpsons teenage voice, oh yeah. Gilham Hurdy, you need a 3.2. Like that. And like, Shane Bevan, you need a 1.5. And like, that was how it started. And like, after that, every comp you go to, you're kind of just getting a little bit more experience.
Yeah, every time,
Yeah. But like, for the way it works now, like, I was talking to Joey Turpel about his path.
Yep.
And it's just like surfing. It's like, you just go up at any comp, even your local board riders, and you just go, hey, I want to just chat. I just want to yell out scores and chat. Like,
yeah. Like at we've done regionals the other month. Like Tez has been asking me. He asked me the other week. He was like, man. "Oh, Jai, do you want to have a go at the mic? We got someone away," and I couldn't because I had board riders on, and I'm like swapping between, trying to lock in for the heats. But like,
even if you're only doing like a couple of heats, every time you do it, you get better at it and you get more relaxed.
Every time. Yeah,
it's exactly like, it's no different to being on the junior series and then the regional queue, and then you get called up to the challenger series, and then one day, like Jess Starling is now, you're doing her first ever CT.
Yeah, saw
Margaret
that
River.
this year. Yeah.
And so it's just that's just one little roadmap.
Step in the door.
Step in the door, and you can just sort of like path it out or piece it out just by putting your hand up and going, hey, can I do that?
Yeah, yep.
And that goes for just about any other thing that you want to try, like podcasting.
Yeah, podcasting.
You're not waiting around for someone to give you the okay to do it. You're
No.
just setting it up and
Got to
going
get
for
in
it.
there.
That's it,
Froth
bro.
up.
Fully.
Yeah, right. So tell me, what do you reckon out of all the heats you've commentated, what's your favourite heat? Is there one that sticks out, you reckon?
Easy. You know what? I don't know if I was even calling it. Well, actually, you know what? Skull Candy, when Dane Henry did the backflip in the final. I nearly blew the speakers out of the truck that was doing the producing, because I was just going, whoa! And I was wigging on that. But my favourite heat I've ever seen in real life was Mick versus Kelly at Bells in 2012. That was like the craziest thing of all time. The surf was pumping, 2 absolute alpha dogs in the final. Mick just sitting out there, just being staunch as. Kelly like just sharking around. He got a 10 for a full rotor into the flats.
I wouldn't even know. This generation wouldn't know what that heat is.
It was crazy.
Might have to watch it after
go
this.
and watch it, and like when you watch the highlights, you're like, how did Kelly lose that? But
yeah, right.
Mick caught 3 waves. They're all 9s.
Yeah,
and
Mick.
Kelly caught like 15 waves and had a 10 and a bunch of 7s. It's psycho how good that heat was, and it was a good one because MP had just died. Michael Peterson up the coast. It was the original Cooley kid from the 70s, and Mick was just like, "There's no way I'm losing this final."
The determination.
It was mental. One of the best heats ever.
Yeah, the grit.
Best interview I ever did probably was with the late Shane Herring. I interviewed him. Found him just living in some ramshackle house up at Chindra, and we just had a big sit down and went through his life, and he was real sharp. He was kind of Australia's answer to Kelly Slater at the very, very start, and they surfed a final. Their first ever CT final was against each other, and Herring won. But his life, 2 years later, he was off tour, homeless, had lost all his money, and Slater was world champion times 2, and their paths couldn't have gone in further directions. And it was sad that he died, just recently. But it was a really good interview because he was just 100% honest. If you're getting people talking to you honestly and not sort of just giving you the scripted answer, and you get to a place where you can kind of you get to a place of trust where they trust you to share their story in a really honest way, and then that's probably the best compliment you can get. Yep. Andy Irons was a good interview. He was always like that. Yeah.
So then who was kind of your favourite surfer while you were doing a bit of commentary and growing up-ish?
My favourite surfer growing up was Tom Carroll, by far. I had a shrine in my house, and it would get updated per month when a mag would come out. I'd take off all the photos of Tom that were old, put the new ones up, put the ones that I'd just taken out into a Tom Carroll scrapbook. I just had such a shrine. And I remember lying in bed at night, sometimes just going, please, can I be friends with Tom Carroll? Please. Please, can I go for a surf with Tom Carroll one day? I'd just be lying there in bed like that, going, come on.
Frothing.
And then, and now we're fully mates. He'll paddle out and hug me, and you just can't believe it, man. You're just going, how am I friends with? And then Occy was another favorite, and 2 weeks ago I went surfing with him in Fiji for the launch of his range, the Billabong range, and just every single time you sort of daydream. I'm a big believer in daydreaming. I reckon you should just lie there and fantasize as hard as you can about life.
Yeah.
And and just let those daydreams run riot. I reckon the phone is so devastating for daydreams. It's just such a distraction. And all the energy that you could use because as soon as you really lock in on a goal, life will throw you just opportunities to reach that goal constantly. And if you're paying attention to it, you'll
find a way.
Yeah, well, you'll actually pick up on those little things as they're coming.
Yeah.
I was like just so badly wanted to be in that world, and like just that one careers advisor saying like, "Hey man, shoot for the stars here," and like so like all of a sudden you're going, "Oh, tracks, yeah, maybe I could do that," or like, you know what I mean? So yeah, Tom Carroll, Ockie. It changed over and over, Dossie? Like I would just like my favourite surfer changes all the time. My favourite surfer right now is Zion Waller.
Yeah,
He's
yep.
unbelievable,
Yeah, he's ripping.
mate. He's so good. I just made a Grom movie for Rip Curl. Like it's going to be premiering at Friday night at Sandbar.
Yep. I've
And
seen all
his
that.
section is off the charts, dude. It's so good.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nah, me and Dad just watched that Ockie, Fiji, and Bells
Yeah,
thing.
it's cool, isn't it?
Crazy how he's still doing it at that age, eh?
So, like, man, his stance on a surfboard.
Yeah. And the
Perfect.
style that he's got at Fiji, just drawing the lines, doing too much off the bottom.
It's mad.
It's just textbook.
Yeah, when you're in the water and you're watching it, you're going, this guy is just perfectly placed.
Yeah.
His board looks perfect. His stance is perfect. I reckon that's what kept him forever young, because he's just like
Dialed
fully in the flow zone.
Yeah. Now I got a question for you that probably a couple people are wondering.
Mm-hmm.
The podcast with Smitty, the
Yeah.
Swellians. Give us a bit of backstory about that. How did that come about?
No different to you guys, man. Like we were, Smithy and I have both been long-time journalists in surf media. Long time.
Yep.
And he was just always onto like going, oh, here's a new form of media, I'll just give it a crack. So he was doing like YouTube eps years and years ago. He had his own show called The Pipeline. You can kind of look it up. It's hilarious. It's like a little news show where he stands in front of a green screen.
Yeah.
And then he also like was into podcasts. This is like 10 years before COVID and when podcasts went mad. And he had me on as a guest. And he was like, that was sick. Do you want to like do that again? And I was like, yeah. And we just sort of did it. We had probably like in the early days like 200 listeners.
Yeah, right.
And we were just doing it as a hobby for fun. And then just slowly the numbers went up and up and up until one day we're like, I wonder if we could do like a live show. And that was done here in Newcastle as well. We did it at the Wicco, and mate, it was the most psychotic night of my life. I was just going, oh my God, this is so hectic, because it was just standing room only, like it fully sold out.
Yep.
And then we had like the most sort of epic window into surf culture as it was actually happening, not just this sort of like presentation of how people thought it should be. It was a real like, this is what happens when you get together in a room with a bunch of surfers, which was like, it's not every time, but it was definitely a part of it that had been overlooked. And so we knew we were on a bit of a heater then. We were like, oh, okay, so we discovered that there was this sort of like hole where like the magazines were basically just doing whatever the magazines wanted to do. And we were able to sort of just speak a little bit more openly and honestly to surfers, to the point where it just fully took off.
Yeah,
and it became
changed.
like culturally shifting. Like we'd come up with sayings and it would fully start spreading through the culture.
Everywhere.
It was madness. Like even the Changers, that was like,
Yeah.
like I came up with that because I just was sick of saying challenges here. I was going, what a clunky, crappy way to describe this really exciting tour. I was going, man, we got to like give it a name so it has a bit of pop.
Yeah.
And just through that, now like yesterday I was somewhere like I think I heard Sammy Pupo and David Silver going, yeah, good to be on the Changers. I was like, what? I was going, mate, it's gone that far. That's sick. Yeah,
that's
it was
classic.
cool.
How'd you meet Smitty? Because to find two people as frothed out as you guys, that's pretty rare. How'd that all...
Mate, it's actually not that rare, eh? Like when you get into the sort of the place in surfing where we're all at, which is basically, like people who absolutely love it find a way to make that their lives. And so when you are at things like a big contest like this, everyone's frothing, dude. And you do have a couple of kind of like sour people who don't like where it's going or whatever, but like mostly they're sour because they love it so much that they don't necessarily like where it's going. So they're still at heart frothers. But Smithy's just a journo. He was working for Stab. I got him to write a few stories for me at Surf and World magazine when I was editing that. And we just became friends through that connection. But You don't have to look far to find frothers, mate. I can tell you two are
Oh
mad
yeah,
frothers.
no. Everywhere
No,
up and
you're
down
froth
the
heads.
coast. Oh,
Look at
we're
you.
foam heads, mate. We're foam heads.
Froth heads, same thing.
Oh yeah, literally. What out of all the places? So how many events have you commentated in Australia now?
Well, this year just 3.
Yeah.
But
Oh, I mean like CTs, like as in
yeah.
the big dogs.
So this year I did the Aussie League.
Yep.
But in the past, like hundreds of them, man.
Yeah,
like,
right.
And back before webcasts, I was doing beach for years,
Yep.
like since '94.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
What's
and they'd be so I've commentated Bell's finals and all that on beaches, and then I did the first few webcasts for a few years, but then my life went in a different direction for a while.
Yep.
Sort of started traveling with Trans World Surf and just sort of left my life here behind so I could go and travel because I'd been in office since high school.
Yeah.
And that's when Ronnie kind of filled that space and he
Yep.
became sort of like on the very pointy end of that when the ASP became the WSL and broadcast became serious.
Yeah. What's your favourite Australian leg tour that you've commentated?
This one is easily my favourite.
Surfest, really?
Which event on the tour?
Yeah, which event?
Well, this one is easily my favourite, but also the most damaging to my health.
Yeah, yep. Talking about frothers.
But I think Surfest has, like, because Wazza is so committed to this event, everyone wants it to be great for him in a lot of ways.
Yep.
And like I get that. Like he really, there's been times where he can barely even get it over the line it went all the way down to a 3-star even. Like it was really struggling.
Yeah.
But
And you just
everyone's
brought
like, nah, man, we're going for it. It's Wazza, let's go.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
like, that's sick. Like I really love that energy because you can't deny people who are dead set from to help like do something in their
they
community.
got tunnel vision.
But
They just want to see succeed.
yeah, Bells is like the sickest comp. It's incredible. I was always just going, this is like the best because of the history and it's just such a unique wave and stuff.
Yeah.
But then when I was at Burleigh this year, man, I was tripping on it. I was like, this is like going to a major sporting event. It was properly like football stadium energy.
Yeah,
It was epic.
especially up there because surfing's just everything up there, up the Goldie.
Yeah, it was sick. But this particular Aussie leg of all the years that I've sort of been around surf comps has been the best.
Yeah.
It just felt like there was lots of good news coming out of the WSL with the changes that are going on. Everyone was happy. Like the runaway leaders got kind of pulled back into the pack, and there was upsets and wild cards were going loony, and the surf was just so much variety and so much good surfing going on. I just loved it.
What's your thoughts on Geordie in number 1?
Love it.
The Spartan.
What do you guys reckon?
Oh, dude. If he doesn't win a world title, I mean, like, he has to. He has to now.
Yeah.
Like, it's so good seeing him back at top, especially because of how old he is. But, I just want to get your thoughts on that. What about your favourite surf trip you've ever done?
Well, hang on. I want to get your take on.
Oh, yeah.
I want to get Dossie's take on Geordie because, was Geordie? Was it?
Sorry, Dustin.
No, was he even your favourite?
Yeah.
Like, was he on your radar, or were you like, who was your
At the
favourite
start
surfer
of
when
it.
you were a grom? Like when you were real little and like you just loved it. Was it like Mick and Joel, or was it Geordie, or was it Dane, or like who were the first guys that you really connected with?
Yeah, I don't know. Probably Kelly.
Kelly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just he's like nice rail game and everything.
So Geordie is like in your field though, like when
Oh
you're a
yeah,
grom.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Sick.
Especially this year, like he's won 2 events already and going into trestles and he's already won. Like probably one of the favourites as well.
Sick, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Geordie too. And what about now? Who's setting you guys off? Like if you're going to watch a clip, someone to get psyched to surf, like who are you watching?
Probably Griff, eh? He goes
Really?
huge, yeah.
Sick, yeah. He's
sure.
very, very good.
I'm saying John.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hard to deny, Sick.
John Rips.
Awesome.
Surf trip.
Oh yeah. So where do you reckon your like most memorable or favourite surf trip was at?
Well, it wasn't technically a surf trip, but I went to Fiji in 2012, and it was to commentate the Vaughn Fiji Pro, and they called the comp off one day because the surf got like 20 foot, and it was perfect. And I just sat on the boat all day just watching people get coned out of their minds in 20-foot barrels. And I was just like staring at it going, are you kidding me? This is incredible. It's just like the biggest, most thundering chambers just like flying down the reef towards you.
Did you get out there?
Yeah, well, Mark Healy got on the boat for a drink. And it was sort of, I'd been watching for hours and hours. I was going, there's no cleanup sets out here. Like, this is crazy. Like, this swell direction is so perfect that there's just no one like was getting caught inside. And I said to Healy, hey, how's this? What do you reckon? Got to paddle out for a look? And he goes, man, I've never seen it like this. He's a surf guide on Tabarua. Right. He goes, I've never seen it this perfect as this direction. He goes, you're totally sweet. So I jump off this boat on a guy's board. He was like, yeah, go and have a look. And I had cargo shorts on, denim cargo shorts. And I'm just paddling into the lineup, and I'm sort of sitting with like Ace and Josh Kerr and Yaden Nickel and CJ Hobgood. Wow. And we're sort of sitting wide, and I'm going, I'm going to get a bit cheeky and just paddle a little bit further inside and start paddling in. And then all of a sudden I just see the like classic surf nightmare. Like the horizon just goes pitch black. I'm watching the biggest big wave surfers in the world on like proper 10 to 12 foot rhino chasers, just like paddling like they're ripping the water out of the ocean. Like they just can't paddle fast enough. And I'm just going, I'm like dragging these denim boardies like just through the water. It feels like I've got seaweed, all over me. I was just tripping. And, I got to the bottom of the first one, and I was just paddling up it, and I've never felt anything like it, man. It was just like, I was just going, oh, my God. And then I got to the top of that one, and the next one was even bigger, and I was just going, I'm going to die. I was like, I'm going to die. I'm fully going to die, because, like, the wave in the photos, like, you can see that's all the photos are looking into it. But from where I was, you could see the line of swell going way out into the channel, like way out. Like I was going, all these boats are going to get cleaned up. Yeah. Everyone's going to die. Like, well, I wasn't just going, I'm going to die. I was like, everyone's dying. Everyone's dying up in here. Everyone.
Not just me.
Anyway, got to that wave, like just went poof. It just like it didn't even break. It folded. It went like this, and there's a section where it honestly is shaped like that, where it looks like a crocodile mouth or something, and then it just spews its guts out, and you see Mark Healy's board go over the falls in it. And we got to over that one, and then all the best big wave surfers in the world, it was like they'd killed a mammoth, like back in the old cavemen days. They were all going, they were all screaming, and the water went all sandy because it dredged up all this reef poo that was like hundreds of years old that had never cleaned out the reef before. And everyone's just going, just screaming. And we get back to the island, and I'm just going like, oh my God, that was the heaviest thing of all time. Like that wave broke at restaurants and literally annihilated every single person in the lineup. Like, cause restaurants was like 6 foot, perfect. Yeah. And then this 15-footer just come flying around the corner and just detonated everyone.
Right.
And then that night I was walking through where all the media room is, and my mate Andrew Christie, who's a photographer, he goes, hey, come over here and look at this. And there's just a photo of me paddling for my life with this wave breaking in the background. And I'm just like, ha, ha, ha. Yeah, boy. It was so good. It was the best trip of my life, because I was like, not only did I like get to sort of feel what it was like to be in that sort of ocean, but I got a photo of it too.
Yeah.
Love a perso, boys. Love a perso, mate.
Did you get any waves while you were out there?
Nah. I not even one. Didn't even. I turned around and had a little look at one, and I was like, "Ooh, no way, I'm going that." It was 20 foot, bro. It was 20 foot out there. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm not blaming you. I'm not judging you. Far out.
Yeah, come on, mate.
Yeah, dude, I'm not even paddling out in that shit. Jesus. Oh well, I think we'll wrap her up.
Yeah. No worries.
Thanks
for having me on.
Oh, yeah. I got one more question for you.
Go for it, bro.
So, who are you picking to win Surfest this year? Men and women?
Well, my pick early on, I was just going, I reckon Lobby's going to win, just because like the surfing he did on tour was so good this year. And I was just going, I can't believe he fell off tour. My head, I was just going, I can't believe it.
Yeah.
But I think maybe I wouldn't be surprised if Julian does it, just because the swell's going to get a bit bigger, and I feel maybe Lobby just gets a little bit kind of like, he surfs big waves
Yeah,
as
he
good as anyone,
charges,
but maybe
charges.
he just doesn't look as big on the wave face as Joycey does. So
Yeah.
maybe Julian. I'd love to see Arkell do it. Just
Yeah,
smash
local.
it out.
And he's
Or
just had a
Morgs.
kid too, yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to see Morgs do
Yeah,
it.
Morgs has been looking deadly lately, eh?
Yeah, Morgs is one of my all-time favourite
Yeah.
surfers for sure.
No, that's good.
Who do you reckon's going to win?
Me and Kate actually spoke about this yesterday. Now that you bring up Julian, I just think he's got that compact build that, like, when it is big, he just shows up. But nah, I want Morgan to win.
Yeah.
Morgan, all time.
Yeah, well, on Ryan, I'm going Ryan because his backhand's that deadly, like,
Yeah.
and it's getting a little bit bigger, and I know his backhand's like capable of
Sick,
just whipping
mate.
it up there.
Back the local boys. I love
Yes.
that. Represent. I got your blood. I got your blood. Yeah, and what about the girls? Where do you reckon's going to win in the women?
Well, I gotta go East End Queen, Natalie Fenson.
What?
Trials winner.
Wow.
Yeah,
Could she do it? Could she actually do it, do you reckon?
for sure.
No
100%.
way, dude. That's the second time I've heard that this week.
Yeah, good.
She's got a bit of mongrel about her, right?
Yeah, fresh off her. She just turned 18. Like, she's on a heater. It's not stopping. It's not stopping.
East End Queen, huh?
East End Queen.
Oh,
Her and
that.
Sal are going to be in the next 5 heats to the final. Oh, to the semis.
Sick.
And she's going to get the dub.
Unreal. I'll jump straight on that with you guys then.
Oh, sweet.
that's the
Fenno, the
second time. Go, Fenno.
pressure's on.
Yeah, have you guys ever seen Dope Youth?
No.
Okay, well,
Stacey's in the booth.
Stacey's in the booth. What?
Yeah.
If any of your listeners can name Vaughn's character in Dope Youth.
Good question. I'll repeat that for you. So
Yeah,
years and years and years ago, we made a video called Dope Youth. You can watch it on Vimeo, I think. I don't even know where it is. It's what's that?
Waves
Waves
Vimeo.
Vimeo. So check that out. It's an acting surf movie with Kelly Slater and Aussie Wright and Joel and Mika in it and a few bunch of other people. But I've got a character in it. If you can send in it. How do they get in contact with you guys?
Just we're starting an Instagram foamheads.podcast. And if you, what was the question?
So you just got to get in the comments.
If you can name
and
Vaughn's
character
in the movie
Dope Youth.
Dope Youth.
What is it?
Yeah, Vimeo.
Vimeo.
It's on Vimeo.
Waves Vimeo. Doped Youth. DOPED.
If you-
Youth. Who cares about society? Yeah. Yeah, and a quicksilver Wettie, right? Going out to the
if you DM us the right name, you get a
first person, right?
first person. First person
Yeah,
gets
excellent.
a brand new quickie Wettie.
Yeah. Good stuff,
Oh,
boys.
yeah.
Hey, thanks for having me. That was unreal.
What about
You guys are good at this stuff.
the Knights tomorrow night?
Oh, they're going to get absolutely
Oh.
owned, bruh.
Right, this is where we end it. This is where the potty ends.
Manly.
Yeah, oi, what are the socks? Show the camera, dude. You're bleeding.
Yeah, that's because
red
I like
and
to
blue.
walk all over Newcastle when I'm here, bruh.
Nah. Oh, far out.
Nah.
All right,
Go
well,
the
Vaughnie,
Eagles.
thank
On
you
your jive.
so much.
On your dossy.
We appreciate your
Yeah,
time.
boys.
You've just made our week. Yes, sir.
Up the foam heads.
Up the foam heads.
Ew.
We're frothing. You.
Perfect.